Welcome to a very normal episode of All the Space in Between.
What's wrong?
I miss the clown makeup. I miss the Violent J fucking face paint.
No.
I want to wear it right now.
You could.
I'm wearing the beanie. I'm wearing a beanie.
You're wearing a beanie.
I'm wearing a beanie.
Yeah.
That's not just because I miss Mr. J.
Yeah.
Mr. Joseph Bruce. My hair is just too long and I'm too lazy to cut it.
So you just beanie time.
It's just beanie time. It's fall. I'm gonna do this for a little while.
Yeah.
I also didn't shave. I wonder if that's coming up on cam.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but I have a really handsome amount of stubble.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
A really manly amount.
It's the perfect amount. So if you go to all the space in it's youtube.com/allthespaceinbetween or allthespaceinbetween.com, you should check out to see if this is coming out in beautiful 4K.
Yeah. Your beautiful little whiskers.
I feel aimless.
Oh.
Directionless.
Without the makeup.
Just with this episode in general.
Oh, okay.
I feel like we're jumping into it very quickly.
Yeah.
So maybe we should just play the intro music and get on with it.
Let's go. You see Pre-Cat just eat a bug? He's eating a freaking bug! What the fuck?
I'm fucking busy right now. Damn. Boom. What kind of bug was it?
I don't know.
There's a hole
Maybe
in my
a spider.
sock. Ooh. Oh. Maybe a spider.
Maybe a spider.
Didn't syllable count very well on that one, did you?
Maybe a spider.
Did you, Billy?
I did it perfectly.
Beautiful intro by Slow Song. I want to get into it now. I'm feeling like I'm in podcast mode now.
Let's go.
Beautiful.
Let's be podcasters.
Beautiful intro by Slow Smog.
Beautiful intro by Matthew Slow Smog. Found where all slow smogs are found.
That is Spotify. Search Slow Smog. His website. Search slowsmog.com.
Search Slow Smog on his website.
Or just search slowsmog.bandcamp.com.
Yeah.
Wherever address bars are found. Yeah, wherever address bars are found, you can actually search this code.
Yeah.
slowsmog.bandcamp.com.
When I used to have a computer in high school, I didn't know how to use the internet aside from going to like my files like on Windows.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say. Yeah.
When you go to your files.
I know it as a Finder now.
I know it's not
Mac,
Finder. It's
just your files.
You just go to where your files are, and then I would just type like https://www.google.com
something like that.
Yeah, and that's the only way I knew how to use the internet.
Many people don't remember this. Pretty much everything was a web browser back then.
Yeah,
wasn't that weird?
You could just turn anything into a web browser.
I was using Winamp, the audio player, as a web browser.
How?
I just was. I don't know how, but it was how it was the way I was just like searching like naughty things when I was a youth, because no one used that as the web browser.
No one will check the Winamp history.
No one will check the Winamp history. Because they're just listening to music. They don't think you can do that.
Fun. They go to search their favorite artist, and it's just like big butt.
Yeah, my dad was just trying to search Bob Marley or something. Yeah, he searched a B, and he just all of a sudden I'm grounded. That sucks. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff could be used as a web browser then, and it was shocking. So yeah, I too would just erase the part where it said like C program files and stuff on the thing. Yeah. And I would just be like,
no, this goes to the internet instead now. Yeah. Yes.
I need to watch some Flash animation on this thing. God knows how that worked. Can you still do that?
You can't do Flash anymore. Flash isn't supported anymore.
No, I'm saying like not Newgrounds. Can I open up my Windows computer?
Your gaming computer.
My gaming Alienware laptop.
Maybe.
I've never tried to open it yet.
Okay.
I was also going to say one thing. Oh, right. So when I was this is All the Space in Between. My name is Mitch.
My name is Billy. Welcome to our podcast.
When I was a youth,
way back in the old days,
we call him was a like an HY, a horny youth.
Oh,
yeah. And I was looking up God knows what on the Winamp browser that I had. Before I knew how to like clear an internet history, my only concern, because this wasn't like predictive text that came up when you searched like B or anything, it wouldn't really remember, but it knew the sites you had been to like in an order.
Yeah.
When you clicked the top, it knew like the last like 25 sites you'd been to.
I know what you're gonna say.
So I had to just go to
random websites.
I had to go to random websites.
Yeah.
I had to go to Google, and then I had to go to Yahoo, and then I had to check my MySpace, and then I had to go to somewhere else just so that awful little link
would bumped
move
further and
far
further
enough down
Yeah.
that it was gone.
Yes.
And that's how
I would do the same thing.
that's how you had to do it back then.
Yeah, well, I would just like go to MySpace, go to the bulletins, go to the comments, go to my profile, go to someone else's profile, etc. So the whole thing would just be
that whole thing like filled up the top.
Yeah.
I thought it was only when you went to a site up there, not when you went to different pages of that site.
I don't know. We probably weren't using the exact same model of Windows folder.
Yeah, exactly. I went from my C and D folder.
98 still, I think.
There you go. This is an email reading podcast where every single week, though sadly not in costume this time, doesn't the set feel like empty? The set feels so fucking empty to me right now.
Isn't this fucking boring?
Also, we have a cat.
All this beautiful work that we put into making this gorgeous eclectic collection.
And then we topped it.
And now we've come back down.
And I feel like there needs to be more shit on the walls, specifically spider webs.
Fine.
Uh-huh.
It's fine. I've left one reference from last week in the frame somewhere.
Can you find it?
Leave a comment if you find it.
Leave a like if you've spotted it.
Leave
and
a subscribe.
Click the bell if it scared you. You like that?
Yeah. Click the bell afraid.
Click the bell if it jump scared
Admittedly,
you.
it did get me.
Email reading podcast.
Yeah.
So every week we pick, he's rubbing against the microphone. Every week we pick a few emails and get to them on the show and give advice or read the emails and talk about what's in those emails.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Shall we start?
Shall we start with an email?
Assuming we're going to get to all three.
Assuming.
A quick thank you before I do all of that stuff. It shocks me that I can like talk about the Patreon on the podcast and actually get people signing up to the Patreon. Mm-hmm. More than a handful did. So thank you so much for that little plug last week actually working.
It almost made up for all the ones that depledged.
Not the depledged. No, okay, here's the thing. So since changing the model from being twice a year to once a month again, you know, I thought a lot of people were going to leave, and really not that many people did leave. What is happening with this guy?
He's getting comfy.
Oh my gosh.
He wants to lay on you.
Not a lot of people did leave, but because I haven't charged in so long, many people's payments got declined. So that number went from it dropped like hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
But it's climbing back up again.
Oopsie.
So if you'd like to support, patreon.com/flatsound to check that out, be a part of the Discord, which is fun. We played golf on Brooke's birthday. That was fun.
That was actually very fun.
Yeah, we played the little Discord golf that they have like built into Discord now in a call. Mm-hmm. We played that and it was fun. Brooke had a good time.
we were literally like begging people to join because we did it with no notice. So we just went to Discord.
We're doing this thing right now if anyone wants to join.
Please someone play golf with us, please. And like none of the usual people were like awake or around, you know?
Yeah.
On a Friday night, shocking.
What
they
were
had
you
plans. And then one person joined who like literally I don't think ever spoken in the server before.
Yeah.
They were just like, I'll play golf with you.
I'll play some golf, yeah. I've never interacted with any of you, but I'll play golf.
And he turned out to be very funny.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it was a good time. And eventually we got a whole crowd of people in there.
It's neat. It was fun.
Play golf together.
Patreon.com/flatsound if you want to check it out. Thank you.
Fellow golf fans.
Any golf stands out there want to play Discord golf with me? We didn't talk about who's reading what.
We didn't. I'm sure we can figure it out. What if we can't? What if we can't figure it out?
It's just like a jump cut to like 3 hours in the future. We've both like clearly been fighting.
Tears.
Yeah. Your
Red
makeup's
eyes.
running.
Yeah.
I have a black eye.
Where are our emails? Where did you put our emails?
In the episodes folder.
Which one are we doing first?
Let me pick one. Oh, we didn't really pick a start question, did we?
No.
I'm going to go with question for Billy.
Question for me? For little old me?
Question for Billy.
Woo!
And it goes... Hi there. I know recently Billy moved to California from the UK, and while I've never been to the UK, I do know compared to the world, the US has horribly unwalkable cities. In my area, Phoenix, Arizona, for example, I've been hit by cars while riding my bike, and there's hardly any sidewalks. My question is, how are you adjusting to the dwindling infrastructure of this failing country? Do you drive more now? If you could be a city planner for a day, how would you change American cities? Bonus question, are you able to vote in the next US election? If not, do you still get to vote in the UK? Thanks for reading this person's name.
Interesting question, thank you very much. Let me actually answer the last bit first, because it's the easiest part to answer. Do I get to vote in the next US election? No, because I'm technically not a permanent resident yet. Until I get my green card, which will be in probably late February.
Yeah, February. I would think.
And even then, I won't be a citizen. You have to live here for 5 years, and then you can apply for citizenship if you want to do things like vote. I don't know if I really want to be an American citizen, to be fucking honest.
We'll see how you feel after 5 years of happily marriage. What do you? You always
get away from me.
You always turn away when I try and hold your hand for the past.
I can't think of a country that I'd less like to be a citizen of, to be honest.
You can't think of any less country?
No.
I just think you're being silly at this point. Also, he's pushing the microphone so far away from my mouth. You're being a nuisance. Come on. I'm gonna put him down. I
think America's one of those ones where you have to give up your other ones. So I don't know. But anyway, I'm not a citizen, and I'm also not a permanent resident, so I can't vote.
You become an American citizen, and you have to what is it called? Denounce your citizenship to your other. You're no longer a citizen of your country? You're Googling it.
I am Googling it. No, I can't. I guess you can. You just have to pledge allegiance and fidelity to the. Ugh. Ugh.
Would it matter if we had a really cool president at the time?
That's not to do with the president.
I think it'd be a lot different if I had to specifically be I love you, Trump.
Yeah. Yeah, I know someone, the cartoonist Erica Moen, who does Oh Joy Sex Toy. I know they and their husband, who's from the UK, have been together for years and years and years, and he's been living here for a long fucking time. And he actually got citizenship, during the Trump administration, specifically so he could, vote against the Trump administration. But during that process, has to stand in front of, a picture of Trump.
Yeah, exactly. Love you.
Fucker.
Love you.
Love you.
Swear I love you.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe if it's someone really fucking cool, but it's not appealing to me. But yeah, I'm not even a what you call permanent resident at the moment. So no, I still can vote in UK elections. Yes, I just have to vote by mail.
Huh, that's cool.
Yes.
Will you?
Yes.
Ah, all right, cool.
I do. But the other part of the question, while I've never been to the UK, I know compared to the world, the USA has horribly unwalkable cities. In my area, Phoenix, Arizona, for example, I've been hit by cars while riding my bike and there's hardly any sidewalks. It's funny that this person's from Phoenix, Arizona, because in England, Phoenix, Arizona is actually, given as an example of, a ridiculously unsustainable city.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Why? How come? Too hot? Too flat?
Well, because it's in the middle of a desert.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, so is Vegas, I guess. But it's in the middle of a desert.
Mm-hmm.
It's a man-made oasis that's, unsustainable. And it's just, if you left it for, not very long at all, it would be so quickly reclaimed by nature. So quickly. Because the amount of, effort it takes to keep it from not turning back into a desert.
Holy shit.
Requires, so much electricity and fuel and labor, you know?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they also have, poor city planning.
On top of that, it's just a sprawling parking lot, basically. Sorry to anyone who lives and loves in Phoenix.
But
my impression of it is that it's like pretty much just a big flat grey expanse with like no tree in it.
Anyone I've ever met from Phoenix has always been like, it sucks here.
Yeah, and it's one of the there are lots of American cities, but it's one of them that is you can only get around it if you have a car.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had I'm gonna bring out just a little bit of discourse here because I'm interested in it. This is actually something that I'm like very interested in, is like, because it really struck me when I moved here. I was like, oh, I didn't appreciate my little European high streets until they didn't exist here
until you walk like right down the street and you're like, the sidewalk ends.
Yeah,
the sidewalk
there's
just goes,
sidewalk. And if I want to get to a shop, yes, there are shops near me, but all of them are at the end of, like, I have to cross a freeway on foot and then walk across like a giant fucking parking lot.
Yeah,
and all the shops are so far away because they expect you to drive between each one.
Yeah,
which is insane.
And we have little pockets of like, if even if you live very close, they kind of expect you to drive. Yeah, for sure. It's not European at all.
So bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
So this person asked, like, do you drive more? I can't drive. I've got to the age of nearly 30 without ever having to drive in London.
Which is relatively common there?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty normal. Unless you know, if you live in the countryside, somewhere more remote, or you have to go out of the city to work or something, then you need a car for sure. Or, like, my dad had a van most of my life because he was, like, a tradesman. You need to carry a bunch of shit with you. But no, most people get to work on the tube, on a bus. Everyone gets to school on a bus or on the tube. Or walks.
I took the bus a lot as a teenager. A lot.
Okay.
I took it a lot.
Here, whenever I get on a bus, it's only people who aren't old enough to drive. Or people who, like, obviously can't afford to drive.
Well, the thing I was going to say is, even when I was a teenager, the bus was, I mean, it got the job done, but it took a long time to get anywhere.
Yeah.
It took a long fucking time to get anywhere. Something that would take 25 minutes in a car would take 2.5 hours on a bus.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Commonly, right? And it's only gotten worse since then. That's 15 years ago.
Yeah.
You know? So since then, it's only gotten worse. And even then, it was either young people or, again, people who, he's being so disruptive this episode.
He's okay.
Or, yeah, people who can afford to drive.
Yeah.
And that, yeah, it was just like one of the two. And other places, I mean, we could use examples like New York City, right? Where everybody takes, you know, public transit.
I got an Uber literally yesterday because I needed to go into town for a pole fitness class. And there's no way to get into town without driving, so I needed to take an Uber. And the guy was talking to me about, like, oh, what's it like being from Britain, blah, blah, blah. And I mentioned that I can't drive, and that's why I need to take an Uber. And there's barely any Ubers around here because everyone fucking drives. And he was like, you know, I had a buddy from New York City, and he tells me, there's people in New York, perfectly normal people who own an apartment and have a job and they're married and
they're
they have
allowed
children.
To vote.
Perfectly normal, sane people who are in their 50s and they don't drive.
Yeah.
And to him that was like, no, you gotta understand, they're normal, but they don't drive. Because if you don't drive here, then you're a freak.
In the United States, yeah,
then there's like something deficient with you.
From the time you're a teenager, you're expected to like learn to drive because it's like a necessity.
Yeah. Most people I know in the UK, granted, know how to drive, but they don't own a car. It's kind of annoying when I go back to England because there's no one to pick me up.
Right. You're like, I'm at the airport, and they're like, I haven't driven a car in 20 years.
Get the bus. Yeah. And I get the bus. Yeah.
Lots. I mean, like, we could talk about this forever, but lots of people here complain about it.
Yeah.
Lots of people here complain about it.
Yeah, it's not
and
so bad.
It doesn't really do anything to complain about it, unfortunately.
New.
As we've seen for years and years and years. You know, the automotive industry took a strong hold on this country, and we're still feeling the effects of it years and years and years later, generations later.
Yeah.
How many freeways were built and how they were built and how cities were planned and stuff. We're just like, you need this Ford car.
Yeah.
You need this automotive vehicle, and everyone needs one.
Yeah.
You need one. Everybody personally needs one.
Yes. You know what's also interesting is here, every single fast food establishment is a drive-through. Like, there's no point in it being there if it's not a drive-through. Right. One time I went to a Starbucks, so I saw a Starbucks on the map, and I walked up to it, and you couldn't go inside.
It was only a drive-through.
It's only a drive-through.
Yeah.
That's so fucking weird. At home, it's very normal to have, like, a Burger King, a McDonald's, a coffee shop, blah, 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 that only have pedestrian access. But
you were telling me, like, you remembered when, like, one opened up that had a drive-through, and it was, like, a special thing that people went because it's like, oh, my God, you could drive through.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
You can drive through it in the car. But that's how the cities are designed. That's how the establishments are designed, you know? And it's just nuts. But yeah, the slight bit of discourse I was going to bring up was in the recent UK politics stuff, we had a prime minister called Liz Truss for literally about 20 fucking minutes. I think she had the shortest prime ministerial thing ever. And she wanted to repeal a bunch of laws that basically stop our cities becoming like Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
And people were talking about that, and someone verified and popular from Phoenix got really offended that we were using it as like an example.
Oh, because they like love Phoenix?
Yeah, and they were like, Phoenix, where an ordinary family can afford a house with central air, a real washer dryer, over 2,000 square foot of floor area, and a car with automatic transmission in the attached garage. Britain should be so lucky. We're like, fella, this isn't the flex you think it is. No. Like, you're describing a really fucking, like, unsustainable...
yeah, totally. That's...
I also love that he's like, we have automatic transmission here. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
That's not a flex. But yeah, it's like, you shouldn't be bragging that you have 2,000 square foot and an attached garage and a blah, 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 because, like, realistically, most people don't need that.
They don't need that.
Yeah, if you have a city where everyone has that, then it's, like, silly.
It's horrible.
It's silly and it's horrible. Also, I don't know why he thinks that we don't have washing machines in Britain.
You do. They're just in the kitchen.
They're in the kitchen.
Yeah, so you might have missed it or mistaken it for an oven.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that, as an American, you know, that confused me as well, you know?
Yeah.
Just be like, oh, you don't have, like, a washer? Because I definitely know people here who don't have washer and dryers. A lot of people, you know?
Yeah.
We have laundromats. For a long time, I didn't have a laundry or a laundry room or a washer dryer growing up. You know, so we go to laundromats. And then we did have one. We did have a laundry room. And I remember that being like the big, like, holy shit, I can't believe we have a washer and dryer now. We could stop going to the laundromat. That's so crazy. But like, while I said that, what we were living in was like a double wide trailer. You know, it was just like, it was just built more thoughtfully than the house we were living in, you know, previously. It was also larger. But I totally forgot what I was going to say. Washer, dryer, right. There's either not having one or having one, but there is no having one in the kitchen here. Like that, that would theoretically solve a lot of people's things, because you have not even a washer dryer, you just have a washer, right?
A lot of people have a dryer.
Do you?
No.
Okay.
But my mom did. My mom does.
And
no, I don't. To be fair though, a lot of the time we don't use the dryer. The dryer's like kind of for emergencies sometimes. So
like,
I need
this
now.
dry tonight. These are my blankets or something.
Yeah.
I need them dry tonight. And otherwise, you just put them on the clothes horse.
The clothes horse.
I remember you telling me about that a long time ago.
It's a horse that walks around the community.
Yeah. Well, he runs around, so it gets the airflow.
Yeah, you kind of lay your clothes on top of him, and he basks in the sunlight.
I recall.
Yeah.
He lays on them, squeezes all the water out.
That's the clothes horse.
That's the clothes horse.
Yeah.
There's one per city block.
We don't have city blocks, so
good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm at my peak of learning this shit, though. I have to say, I'm at my peak of actually retaining this knowledge.
Yeah.
We know it's fucked up here for sure.
Yeah.
It's better some places than others, and I didn't really complain that much when I was a teenager. I would take the bus, and I would just say it takes a lot longer to do that, and I do a lot of walking. I do a lot of walking, even though it was a lot of times, there was no sidewalk. You have to like cross the street.
It's not a nice walk to walk anywhere. There's no such thing as a nice walk. I can walk to the shops, and I do. But it's not nice. It feels like I'm in danger constantly.
You're always pushing against,
Yeah.
They purposely make it so you don't want to do it.
Yeah, and
I
have to cross the roads that have like fucking 6 lanes of traffic, and you can tell that the drivers are like surprised there's someone crossing the road.
They're like, why is that
someone on foot?
Their car must have broke down.
Yeah.
I think their car broke down.
Exactly. Small things close together. I think there's a lot more of that on the East Coast. As the settlers kind of went west, I feel like they really spread apart. Out.
Well, they lost each other as they went over here. They kind of got one would settle here, one would settle here. There was just less of them.
Yeah. I think when the English people first started settling, like the East Coast, New England, I don't think they knew how far on it went.
Holy shit!
So they were like, we better assume it's as small as England. Or Europe, European countries, and
we better build it like this.
Build it really tight in together.
Build it like this.
Which is why all the states are real small around there, and then they kept going. They're like, "Oh, this shit goes on forever."
All right, we'll just take this whole area as an Arkansas. I think. Okay,
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Anyway, I can't drive. I'm having to learn to drive because I live here. It's a good skill to have anyway.
It is. I agree.
For an emergency or something. I don't want to be someone who drives all the time, but I would like to have the option to do it.
I'd like to get us a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to spend some car money to get a car, to buy a car.
Well, one of us needs to be able to drive a car.
To own a family car.
Yeah. One of us needs to get a driving license.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
And one of us needs to buy a car.
Yeah.
Thank God we're working together, right? Yeah. Look at that.
So I'm going to be the one with the license.
Yeah.
Even though you know how to drive better than me.
Unless you want to buy the car.
I'll buy a car.
No, you're going to get a shitty little 1,000-pound van that you bought from your uncle because it used to belong to your dad. No way. No way. There's no way. You're like, I want this car. And I was like, that's not a car.
That's a bucket.
That's a little European bucket.
Yeah.
And I'm not, no. I want a, like a not cool car.
Yeah, you want a mom car.
I want a mom car.
Yeah.
I want a safe car.
Yeah.
I want the camera on the back. I want, like a lot of people are just, these cars are getting too advanced and they'll get in the way and try. I love all those safety features.
Oh.
If someone dozes off on the road, I want it to, I want that.
True.
I want the cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do get sleepy.
I don't want a full self-driving car. I want it to drive half the time though.
I want a helping car.
Yeah. I want it to drive. I want it to make up what I don't have, which is a great ability to drive or a wife that can drive very good either.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
With that, I think we'll be fine going to the Sprouts. That's literally a 3-minute drive away.
But somehow a 45-minute walk.
Yeah, that does suck.
Yeah.
We looked at stuff on the map just recently of houses around here or something we're thinking about. Like, yeah, we're just playing with the idea of moving into a new place. Oh, this place is available. The rent's okay, blah, 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 blah. And then realizing, because of what one prick did to the street here, just kind of fenced it off right there. What would have been, a 10-minute walk turns into a 45-minute walk. It's almost an hour. Because
you have to take a huge detour. And it's like, that's no problem because everyone drives. And it's only a 2-minute drive. It's a problem for me.
Yeah.
Because I can't fucking drive.
Can we stop talking about driving, please?
Yes.
It's so fucking boring. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay.
Read any other question. But God, if it's about cars.
What if it was?
I'd freak.
I'd freak the fuck out. You want the story or you want the question?
I want the question.
Okay. Well, this one is titled Happy Halloween, Nerds, but we didn't read any questions last week, so...
It's true, we didn't.
This is a week late. Dear Witch and Booley, I'm sorry I couldn't think of a better one. No problem, those were great. First of all, I hope you're feeling better, Billy, and the MCR concert was good. Anyway, here is the pickle. My best friend of multiple years has recently started dating their new boyfriend, which is exciting, but after speaking to him for the first time, he is, in the nicest way I can put this, a bit of a dick. He kept making borderline racist comments and was being extremely violent, which was very off-putting and kinda scary. I've spoken to my friend about this, and all they said was, give him some time, he'll learn, which I understand, but also he's 19 and continued to make those comments even after my friend asked him not to during our first talk, so I don't know what to do. I love my friend immensely and just want them to be happy, but the more I interact with their boyfriend, the more uncomfortable they make me, and our other friends. So I don't know whether I should say something to my friend about talking to their boyfriend, or try to suffer in silence to let them enjoy their time with him, as they seem really happy when they are together. Any advice would be super helpful, I just really don't know what to do. Anyway, love you both, you are both so talented and have made a really incredible community across the Discords. Thanks again, this person's name.
There was one part of this email that I found really funny.
Yeah.
And that's where this person was just like, in the nicest way possible, they're a bit of a dick. Mm-hmm. What's the first thing they said? What was the first issue with them?
He kept making borderline racist comments.
So there's that.
That's bad. That's not a red flag. That's just... It's just bad behavior.
He kept making borderline racist comments.
Yeah.
Which is sort of like, at least that can be up for debate of, just what somebody is offended by, I guess, or how far you push something. Borderline racist comments always make everybody, like, uncomfortable, how much people are... Who knows? I don't know what the comments he made. But being extremely violent.
Yeah, the next thing is that he was being extremely violent. Which was off-putting and scary.
I'd like examples of both. I want to know to what degree he was racist and violent.
And to what degree he was violent.
Yeah, because he was... it sounds like he was mildly racist, but extremely violent. Oh, shit. Sounds like the worst person.
That's such a bad combination of traits.
Because I'm imagining him just saying some, like, off-color shit, and people are like... maybe I'm interpreting that wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm just...
But then he just gets, like, so worked up about it that he, like, punches a hole through the wall. Yeah. And it's like, oh, okay, fuck.
Yeah, just completely losing your mind and screaming and just...
Yeah.
Extremely violent.
Extremely violent.
I'd love to know in what ways he was extremely violent. It just seems like it would be funny.
I think we need like more details.
We need more details.
Yeah, but all we know is that he was extremely violent.
That he was mildly racist and extremely violent.
And it was off-putting and scary.
Would you rather someone be mildly racist and extremely violent, or extremely racist and mildly violent? They really level themselves out, don't they?
It's really
into what's like an immediate threat to you. The extremely violent, I think, is an immediate threat to you.
Well, to me, I'm white, so. But that doesn't make it. Both are bad. Both are terrible.
It's bad.
I think they're equally bad.
I think they're equally bad too.
Yeah. Because one's physical violence and the other's a different kind of violence, right?
Yes.
So, like, yeah.
Maybe they meant he was extremely racially violent.
That's the worst of both worlds. Yeah.
That's like the worst thing that could have happened.
That's terrible.
I'm going to assume that they meant that.
Okay.
And I'm going to call the police.
All right.
Did they need advice? Yeah, they were like, what do I do? This guy sucks.
Yeah, their friend keeps saying, like, give him some time, he'll learn, but he's, like, not learning. And I don't know if I should talk to my friend about it, or if I should just say nothing. I have a third option, which is I don't think that talking to your friend about it is going to do anything, to be honest.
No way.
They're into him. They're going to be into him. They know what he's like already. What I would do is when you're hanging out with him, just call it out.
Oh, constantly, yes.
Yeah, don't even make it a thing with your friend at all. Just you
make it a thing with him.
Yeah.
For sure.
Why the fuck are you saying that?
Yeah, I'm like, bro, that's so not funny.
Yeah. Because there's no point going to your friend and being like, oh, maybe you can talk to him about he keeps being racist. No, she's not going to.
No.
You need to bring it up, like, with him.
They're especially not going to be like, you know what? You need to put your friend in the hot seat and call it out when you see it to see if they agree with you. In the moment, you know?
Yeah.
Put the whole friend group in the hot seat, you know, just to be like, well, I personally don't like racism. So if anyone would like to step up to the plate here and agree with me to stop this shit,
Honestly.
Also, he's punched 3 of us. What the fuck's up with that? I need to really take a stand.
Whole friendship group in a fucking abusive relationship with this guy. Yeah, what
God.
the fuck?
There's also this sort of a weird, like, and this is me speaking, if he itches his face on a microphone anymore, I might put him on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh my God.
And say, free cat.
Yeah.
He is bad.
Free to a bad home.
Free to a bad home.
Yeah.
Him. What was I going to say? Sorry, my brain's all over the place this episode. Maybe itching this boy will help me remember. Nope. I have a feeling that this sort of, you know, because the guy's 19 years old. And that's that perfect age where a lot of people will be like, he should know better. He's 19. And I'm 32. And I'm like, there's no way I knew better at 19. At 19, I guess I knew better than racism and violence.
And extreme violence. But I was a dick.
But I was a prick. I was a prick in my own way, for sure. Like at 19, I was like, if I could hear the jokes I was making at 19, though I would sure love to believe they weren't violent and racist, I'd cringe at them now. Yeah. I certainly would cringe at them now.
Yeah.
I would cringe at them now, man. That was forever ago. That was so long ago. But I don't know how much of that can be like, I don't know. We are kind of in a different social climate now, so maybe he should know better.
I think at 19 I knew racism was bad. Probably.
Yes. But I guess just when it comes to being a dick in general. When it comes to just making bad decisions and being a 19-year-old. I'm saying at 32 that I'm recognizing that 19 is extremely young.
It is.
Is very, 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 very young. And when you're that age, I feel like there's this split between, I think maybe the friend who's in the relationship is saying he'll learn, and maybe the other people are saying he should know by now.
Yeah. And
I'm saying with 19-year-olds, it could definitely go fucking either way.
Yes.
It could absolutely go either way. But if I really had to put my foot down, I think racism's bad. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
He's finally.
And I don't think we should do it.
Oh.
There we go.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, great.
No, I just, if I really had to put my foot down, I'd say that, and maybe this is a biased thing because I came up in a different time. I'd say because of the new social climate that we're in, he probably should know better, to be honest.
I think that he should know better, especially because it's already been brought up to him. Like, their issue is, like, you know, I brought it up kind of one time, and she was like, yeah, he'll get it, and he's still not getting it. So it's not like a pure ignorance thing at that point. You know?
I do think it's a knucklehead 19-year-old thing to not give a shit.
Yeah, but
I'm not. It's almost like I'm not. The thing I'm trying to understand here is the fact that no matter what way you're a dickhead, it's because he's fucking 19. It's because there's something there that's just fucking, and it makes him insufferable and does make him a dick. It does make him a dick for sure. Yeah, I think you need to start calling it out. It out. I think it's good for people like this to be made to feel bad.
It's the most direct way
to shame them a bit.
Them learning that it's not. Listen, even if it doesn't change their views, it will at least teach them that it's not fucking socially acceptable to assume everyone is just okay with you fucking saying that.
Yeah.
It will at least teach them that they should have some, like, fucking shame about it, you know? So, that's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario, they do actually learn something. Like, it's bad to do, obviously, but you can't hope too much. Again, he's a fucking teenager. So,
right.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is my state of mind at 32, is that at 19, he's going to learn. Eventually.
Some people don't.
Some people don't, yeah.
Most people, you hope they do.
I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
A lot of people are, I mean, I'd say most people are vastly different than they were at 19.
Yeah.
You know? And you know, they grow a lot, but you know, you guys start poking them now.
Yeah.
You guys start being like, yo, this is cringe.
Yeah.
This shit sucks.
For sure.
You're going to fucking, you know what you need to do? You need to film it. Yeah, and put it in a little lockbox and say, I'm going to take this out in 5 years. You know, and then whatever social media you're on right now, and it's not going to be Twitter because that's a sinking ship. The new Twitter that comes up. I'm going to show people.
You know, one of the most embarrassing social media memories for me was I was on Tumblr, and I think I was like 18 years old. And I, being a fuckhead that hung around with a load of other fuckhead, like just punks who were drinking all the time and whatever.
I remember what you're going to say.
I don't think you know what I'm going to say.
Oh, then I shouldn't bring up what I'm going to say. What if it's just like different? You're like, I really didn't want to talk about that. Huh. So yeah, there's this one.
No, this one isn't really bad, but it was just deeply embarrassing to me. I was on Tumblr being like, I think I'm going to get dreads. I think it would be really cool if I got dreads. And it wouldn't have been. This was what, 2012, I guess?
Yeah.
And this girl who I had such a fucking crush on, who I later ended up dating for a little while, which was a huge dub for me, replied, like, publicly and was like, babes, no. What the fuck? You're white.
See, okay, so like, I was gonna...
and I was so embarrassed.
It flipped how you thought, right? You really started looking at it
yes.
differently, and you started to...
Yes, you have to be embarrassed. And then I was like, wait, hang on, I had no idea that was cringe or bad or anything. And then I like looked it up and I was like, oh, there's a whole discourse around this. And like, I thought of myself as like a feminist.
On top of all of that. On top of,
I was not, you know, I was fucking 18 years old and it was 2012. I wasn't into, I thought I was a feminist, and that's about as far as my political kind of analysis went.
Yeah.
So I was like completely ignorant that there was a fucking, even a debate around cultural appropriation. But I was like, oh fuck, I feel so stupid. But it was good because it taught me a fucking lesson.
I have an extremely similar thing, and it was on Tumblr. Yeah. I mean, I have a lot. I'm not gonna front and just be like, I was perfect on Tumblr. I was a shithead on Tumblr.
Yeah,
I was a shithead on Tumblr. That's not the only shitty
thing I did, but it's just an example. I remember it vividly of someone just being like, no, what? You're white, babes, no. And me just being like, huh, my whole world was shook.
I'd be lying to people if I, like, because people saw me as being very good on Tumblr. Yeah. And I guess I suppose I was, but I mean, the amount, I was young and I needed to do lots of improving, and a lot of people thought that way. The thing I was going to say to you, though, what was the, I was like, but you see, that's different than this because nobody was like calling it out and everyone thought that was okay, but that wasn't the case. This person just really needs someone he like really like looks up to or something to be like, bro, this is really cringe. Like, this is super, super cringe. Yes. And you'd be really surprised because like I'll be doing like a live stream on YouTube or something and someone will just say some like weird like fat phobic thing.
Yeah.
And then I'll just come back with the simplest like, bro, you're an idiot, and this is like this is just like two examples as to why thinking like that is like fucking it doesn't make any sense, you know?
Yeah.
And they immediately come back and I never thought about it that way and I'm so sorry and I'm so blah, 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 blah. And I was like, if you were so on the fucking fence about it, why are you loudly saying this shit in the chat, man? God, like, it's just, it sucks. Yeah. But it's good when when someone that they look up to are just like, the fuck?
It's just like, absolutely not. No. You know, and then you're like,
think that shit helps.
No.
I think that shit really, really helps.
It does.
And at the same time, I feel like with social media, like... So many people want to be that, you know, we know what the echo chamber is like around people that already think those things, and everyone's just like patting themselves on the back for being like, yes, I also think, we all think, yes, I also think that, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? No one gives a shit. No one cares. But when someone pops up, I think it's a great time to just be like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? And it could be really, really helpful. But on Tumblr, on Tumblr. I mean, I have a lot of cringe examples, man. I have a lot of cringe examples. It's just like, and this was like, when I say I saw myself as a feminist, this was like at a time where it was being a male feminist is like corny. It was me reading any bell hooks. It was and it was even before, like it was before then, and that went on for so long that it's like we started looking at bell hooks and started saying, hey, is this dated? Is this a dated way to, like, how much does she know about today's blah blah, blah. This was pre even reading bell hooks, right? And I used to just voice these fucking opinions about feminism like I knew anything at all at the age of 21. And I just remember them having this kind of a feeling of just being like, I mean, I'm all for feminism or anything like that. It's just like, but when you say you hate all men, it's just blah, 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 blah. Like my mom's calling me and being like, shut up. Don't talk about it anymore. Just that type of thing. And I had a bunch of people agreeing with me. Yeah, no, same. It's just that some of these feminists, some of these social justice warriors are blah, 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 blah. And then you read one fucking book. And then, oh, damn, I guess this isn't just based off of my gut feeling about the whole thing. It makes no sense at all. But one time, I had a really cool mutual. I forgot even who it was. I had just like a really cute and cool. Long time mutual, and like I was making a joke, and it had the word bitch in it, and I'm not against the word bitch, but it was like said about a woman, which I am against. I think it's corny and weird, right? But at the time I had made some joke, something in the punchline, it used the word bitch. All they said to me was like privately fucking messaged me and was like, I would have thought that you, of all people, would not be for using that. And I was like 20 years old, you know, would not be using words like bitch about women. And I was instantly, it was like my world was like, like I was just went back into my, ugh. And I'm like, what am I doing?
Why am I doing that?
That's really corny. Holy shit, dude, that's really fucking corny. Yeah, because I thought about it and I was like, oh my God, that's like super not funny. It's really, really not funny. It's just me at 20, you know? And it's because one person I looked up to just was like, hi, look. And I was like, I see it. Yeah, no, that's fucking weird. That's really weird of me. And I was deeply, deeply fucking embarrassed. So you gotta embarrass this fucking guy.
You gotta shame him a little bit.
I do think that leading by example is like... It was because I thought that person was so cool. And I thought myself to really like align with how they thought. And I thought that they were really funny. And just a really cool person that like that comment meant so much more to me. So yeah, to lead by example, I think is cool. And then to call it out.
Yes. Make racists embarrassed again.
Yeah, definitely.
It's the lesson.
Here's a completely unrelated thing, and it's something that people are not going to agree with, right? But it's a popular opinion now, and it's that for the past few years now, the internet has had this kind of like an awakening of cringe, right? And what it means to cringe and how we cringe and blah, blah, blah. And the common thing, you know, that I'm paraphrasing here is that it was just like, what do people say? It's like, don't kill the blah, 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 kill the part of you that cringes. How does that go? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know in what direction you're talking about it.
You never heard it.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
It's basically, I can't complete it. I have to look it up. But it's basically it's basically like cringing at people is no good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What's the phrase?
I know what you mean.
What is the phrase?
I don't know.
But it's at the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
Don't something kill the part of you that cringes. Don't. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Okay.
because so many people say it online as this like very heightened awareness.
Do you think it will come up if you just search
Yes.
like kill the part of you that cringes?
Yes, I do. I'm misspelling every word. Oh, duh. It's so easy to remember. And it came up so many times.
Yeah.
Came up so many times. It's all over Reddit. It's all over Twitter. It's all over everything. And it says, do not kill the part of you that is cringe. Kill the part of you that cringes.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
I feel like this changed people's lives.
Yeah.
This thing changed people's lives.
And you disagree with it?
I don't relate to it at all. I don't relate to it even in the slightest bit.
Yeah.
I relate to it in the way where it's like, I don't think we should be bullying, innocent, like, theater kids online.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I relate to it in the sense of, like, I don't believe in having, like, guilty pleasures, And if it's like, it's so embarrassing that I like, just, like what you like, you be a nerd about it, whatever, that's fine. But I do think that cringe is there as a protective function sometimes,
You gotta do it. It's telling you something.
Yeah.
And it's not societal.
No.
It's not always societal, at least.
No.
You can't cringe as a bully.
Yeah.
You can't cringe as a bully. And yes, you can. But not a public bully. Not a bully that gets off on, like, telling that person something. Yeah. I think that's, like, the biggest thing. Like, I see some weird cringe online, right? Just, oh, wow, what the fuck? Oh, that's crazy. But I think the only thing that's bad is that these people in the comment section are drawing a line, are crossing a line, leaving a comment. I think leaving a comment is the place that I'm just like, oh, what the fuck? Why would you tell that to them, man? That sucks.
Yeah.
But, like, throughout the day, you, me, and Brooke will collect things we see online so that at the end of the day we could show each other and go, ooh.
Oh, that's bad.
And they're all TikToks. And they're all people on TikTok. Man, look at this fucking thing. And you know what? I can open... When I cringe at that person, I'm like, well, check this out. They're a shitty musician. They're pandering to something they don't understand. They're using human rights as a prop in order to get people. You're tricking people in order to... All of that. All of that, and you're a cringy person. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cringe at that, and I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So when people are actively doing bad things.
But you wouldn't, that's the point, you wouldn't go to that person's profile and be like...
I might. When we're talking about, like, some of the...
If you're talking about someone actually problematic, then okay, yeah. But I mean just someone being fucking embarrassing.
No, not someone who's just like a theater kid or some shit. Yeah. No, man, no way. No way. Not if they're doing nothing wrong. I think they have to be doing something wrong. If they're doing something that I feel is morally fucking wrong, fuck yeah, cringe publicly. Yeah. Say, this shit is whack. This shit sucks. Yeah. Because you are taking advantage of people. Yeah, I thought... Because you're lying to people, because you're tricking people, because you're a fucking... Because you're a vacuum salesman disguised as a fucking musician making power pop about nothing, calling out trans people, calling out all this stuff to be like, let's start a movement when you are none of that. For money. Fuck you. That sucks.
You're so close to just saying the person's name.
There's like 2 or 3 people I can say that are on TikTok. But I'm like, they're like not even very big. So it's like, just go get fucked. Stay in Australia. Yeah. They're not Australian, are they?
No, they're from the UK.
Yeah, they're from the UK. Yeah. That narrows it down even less, doesn't it? You thought, Slow Smog. You actually thought.
Slow Smog. Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, I think that's the key distinction when people say that thing about not cringing. It's like, I think if someone's being totally harmless, then I agree with it. But when it comes to things that are like actively problematic, then like, I'll find you corny. I'll tell you you're being corny.
To be problematic.
I'll tell you that you're embarrassing.
To be problematic is cringe.
It is.
It's one of the worst cringe I can think of. It's the one that I'm always.
True one.
It's the
true
thing where
cringe.
we sending links to each other and being like, check this shit out.
Yeah.
Ooh, this shit sucks.
Though to be fair,
this...
that's like subjective. Do you remember when we watched the ContraPoints video on cringe, which is a great
brilliant
watch,
really
it's
good, really good.
Watch.
Yes,
and a big,
really introspective too.
Yeah. A big thing that was like a cringe farm, a few years back was feminists.
Yeah.
So it's subjective because I don't find that cringe. Sometimes I do. But
no, I do a lot.
do.
I do a whole bunch. But in that, like, same video, I think she was talking about, or maybe in a similar video, she was talking about who is representing what and whether or not they are cool, right?
Yeah.
And people pick out, the feminists, the social justice warriors who don't keep their composure, right? Or they lash out, or they do something, even if it's in a way, even if they're topics that I agree with 100%. The unfortunate thing is when they do it in a way that's easily targeted as being uncool, because it to a lot of people that sort of it takes away from what they're saying because of how they said it. And because
which shouldn't be the case, but it is the case.
It is the case on like a social level.
Yeah. So
like specifically when she was talking about even just like I forget what in particular she was talking about, but she like drew a line where she was like, that's not me, right? Like that's not how people see me, right? I think that's where it comes from a lot of the times.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. But I mean, a lot of people find me cringe.
Totally.
It's true.
Totally.
A lot of people find you cringe.
Yes. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Flat sound
You're
for
flat
a living.
Sound. You're flat sound.
For a living.
Yeah.
I wrote you said okay.
Yeah.
It's just cringy to me.
Imagine something more cringe than being married to flat sound.
I wrote you said okay, and I'm not saying that in the proud way I usually do. I wrote that.
Yeah.
What's funny about that song? One of the lyrics in it. One of the fucking lyrics in it is and I asked if I could still call you my snowflake, right? Or some shit like that. And that was years before snowflake was a thing.
It became like an insult for like liberals.
I might as well have said the word cuck, Like, it's so funny to me.
Yes.
But that shit hit at the time. Shit hit at the time.
Because it was genuinely like the cute name that you called someone.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't making it up. It was like actually a thing in that relationship. Yeah. I didn't know it would become a fuck. I didn't think snowflake would become a thing, dude. That sucked. That was really that. Like, I think back to that and I'm like, whew. Yeah. That could have only hit
And I
then.
asked if I could call you my small cinnamon roll.
Yeah. There was that old Vine of someone just like he's just like screaming at his girl from outside, and he was just like he just saying some shit like you said I was your fucking everything, you're blah blah blah, and he was like that I was your cinnamon apple, I was your blah blah blah. And I used to post that video all the time being like, is this not you said okay?
It is.
This is just you said okay. This is just me angry being like, we used to be this and now we're not.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah. And
anyway,
he had a voice on him too. He's fucking screaming.
Anyway, Old Soil spoken word vinyl still available.
We got like a handful left.
We have like seriously 6 of them.
We got a handful left. If you want to go to flatsound.org/shop, pick them up.
If you want to own Mitch saying the word
snowflake on vinyl, because I don't think I'm repressing that shit. I don't think I'm going to spend $2,000 repressing that. Why would I? It's cringe. See, but that's okay. If it's cringe. It's okay. I can just be like, I'm not going to do it again. Because, okay, check this out.
You learn your lesson.
Yeah, it's not like don't kill the part of you that that is cringe. Why? I deaded that asshole. Like, that shit sucked. I became a better person. Like, I became a better person.
Bro. He's gone.
He's no longer cringe, man. I wouldn't do that today. Because if I did it today, that shit would suck. In today's climate, with snowflake meaning a completely different fucking word, and just with how I like present my art and what I'm writing about in the relationship, that would be so fucking cringe. It would.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying sometimes it's good. It's not the don't kill the part of you that's cringe. Why? He sucked. We moved forward. Let's move forward.
Don't kill him. Just leave him.
Shame him. Make fun of him and grow.
Just kind of leave him behind on a dusty desert highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, with like a small bottle of water, but like, realistically that's not going to get him that far.
Yeah.
So you didn't kill him.
No.
But You did leave his ass in the dirt.
You let Phoenix, Arizona take its course. You actually just left him in a parking lot in Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah.
Without
That's
a car.
funny as hell.
Yeah, he can't drive, so he's not going to survive there.
I'm thirsty.
I'm thirsty.
What's the time?
Talking about fucking Phoenix.
We don't got time for one more fucking thing.
But we do have time to drink a drink.
Oh, gosh. This parchness.
Yes.
That's not a thing.
It's not a word.
This unquenchable. What's I'm parched, but
yes.
Parched is a thing.
Yes.
What is the word that comes before if I'm not parched?
Yeah.
But what's actively being parched? I guess I'm parched.
Yeah, you are.
Huh. If there's no other way to say parched?
I don't think so.
Huh. I'm thirsty. So this is how it's going to work. If you have a drink in front of you right now and you'd like to join us in a little segment we like to call Drink Your Mother a Fucking Drink. This is all it's easy, and it's all I'm going to ask of you is that if you have a drink, you're listening to this on the, on a narrowing sidewalk, on an empty city bus going nowhere, if you're at work, if you're at school, if you're sitting alone in your room, if you're in the car, if you're doing anything at all, if you're at work listening to your headphones, there's a drink in front of you, and I'm giving you lots of time to get a drink.
Yes.
So,
also, you can pause this, get one.
Can they?
Yes.
That's interesting.
It's a podcast.
I never paused a podcast.
Oh.
Brooke was telling us, I would say, but she listened to podcasts at ×2 speed.
Yeah, the actions of an insane
nauseating.
person. Yeah.
That's nauseating to me. We're going to get our drinks and we're going to take a very satisfying drink at the exact same time. And here's the little catch at the end. We're going to go, we're going to stay hydrated together. Because God knows my brain is drying up, it feels like, because it hasn't been working this whole episode.
You know when it feels like your brain like sticks to your skull? Because there's not enough like liquid?
When I move it around, it makes a sound. Yeah. So on 3, we drink, we it's all good. Can we do that?
I have my Evian.
I don't know if anyone has noticed this little cup that says the short one.
It does say the short one. Yeah.
There you go,
Brooke
from
got
Target.
us wedding gifts as a joke after we got married of matching mugs that said
I'll let Brooke talk.
the tall one and the short one. The joke being that there's no tall one. So we both have to use this cup.
We both have to share this one, and the tall one just collects dust. Just like waiting for Max to come over again. On 3, we drink.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Drink enough? Jesus.
I was fucking thirsty. Yeah.
I'm thirsty too, man. What the hell? I polish it off.
Oh my god.
Come on, one drop.
What? Oh.
You didn't care.
Rub it in. It's fine. It's fine. Well, we didn't get to our third email.
We typically don't. Thoughts on naming this episode Cringe?
Yes.
Pretty good?
Do it.
Or would that be a little bit cringe?
Cars and cringe.
Cars and cringe.
Yeah.
This really was just half hour of cars, half hour of cringe.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry about
that's truly
that.
what it was.
Don't ask me about boring subjects that I'm interested in, okay?
Yeah. And don't ask me about cringe.
them. Yeah.
My sock has a
Oh.
hole in it, probably.
Yeah.
Here's my goal for next week. I'm going to buy some new clothes, but I'm going to namely buy socks. I need socks more than anything. I'm running out of socks
Do you like
that
these
match.
socks?
Yeah, I don't know how you got marble.
They match my
Oh my god.
posters.
I like it.
Pretty good.
Yeah, they're good.
What do yours match? Nothing.
They sometimes match my outfit.
Oh.
They match some stuff on the wall, kind
Okay.
of. This has been All Space Between. My name's Mitch.
My name is Billy. Goodbye.
No.
Oh.
No.
I
we're
forgot
not
what
done.
we say at the end.
If you like this episode, do you think other people might also like this episode of this cat that's been fucking up the microphones this whole episode. Tell them about the show. Tell your friends about the show. We've been growing steadily, and it's been real cool, but I love the idea of natural, organic growth. So please let your friends know about this podcast. It is the best way you can help out the show. Also becoming a patron to either of our Patreons. Patreon.com/flatsound. Patreon.com/BLSSM.
Yes.
Support us both. Support us separately, or pick one. Pick your favorite.
Pick your fave.
We share money, so like it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's not even just like a competitive thing. Pick whichever one you want to be in, both or one or zero or anything.
Pick which Discord you want to be
If you pick even just one, it benefits us both because we're a married couple. Though you wouldn't know it. I feel like I haven't touched your hand since the COVID.
in years.
Your hand's warm.
Thank you.
Am mine cold?
No.
Tell your friends about the show.
Yeah.
Please. We are everywhere where podcasts are found. You can lead them to Spotify. Lead them to Spotify.
We're on Spotify.
Search All the Space in Between on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
Go to allthespacesinbetween.com. Wait, am I taking your lines?
Yes.
Huh. What do you say?
I don't know. The last bit, whatever that's going to be. Yeah.
Oh, allthespaceinbetween.com, and then or send us. I'm just gonna do the whole thing.
Okay.
Send us an email sometime if you every episode. I feel like I wasn't able to talk this whole episode. Thank God you did a lot of the talking on Cars. Because I truly was like, I don't think we should cringe, as I'm being very cringe the whole episode. Yeah, so the entire episode forgetting how to speak.
Giving everyone permission to cringe at you.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm sleepy.
He's very sleepy.
My hair's
today.
too long.
I know. It's weighing him down.
Yeah, it is weighing me down.
Yeah. He's just a dry brain with long hair.
I'm going to do a beanie the next few episodes, and then randomly I'm just going to have a haircut.
I'm going to reveal a beautiful haircut.
A beautiful haircut.
Beautiful transformation.
Like shorter hair, glasses.
A mustache.
A little mustache. Ooh,
yeah.
He's doing it again. He's doing it again. Oh, not the microphone. We have an email. Send us an email sometime. We'll get to it on the show. Our email is
allthespaceinbetween@gmail.com. Send us a new one. Send us one right now.
Send us one right now. If you have a question, we would love to talk about it. I mean, we talked about cars and cringe the whole time. You can think of something that you want us to talk about. And if not, we'll just talk. I can go for another 2 hours. It does not matter. I feel like
it's better that you give us a direction to talk in, because otherwise we'll just go.
I'm going to Homer Simpson style choke this little guy right here.
This cat.
This cat.
Yeah.
I'm going to get extremely violent.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm mildly racist.
No.
Oh, okay.
I can't.
Good.
Unless someone wants to cringe at me. New episodes, everybody. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Bye.
Bye-bye. This guy is mean.
Ouch.
I'll fucking destroy you. I'll destroy you like I destroyed your brother.
Oh my god. Dog. Right.
Is there enough time for the thing to fade? You're up now. Get him. Get out of here. On 3.